Hey guys, in this video we're going to be looking at Ring of Elysium's new game mode called From Dusk Till Dawn. I'm going to show you what the game mode is, and then at the end I'll give you some tips and tricks that will hopefully help you survive and make it to the end. Before that though, let me get two quick things out of the way. Number one, this is beta. The game itself is still in beta, so anything I say here is subject to change depending on when you're actually watching this video. Number two, there is a limited window to play this game mode, so I was not able to record two separate game captures, so you're going to be seeing my Twitch stream from here on out. And I apologize for that, but I had no way of going back and actually recording it from the game. But with that out of the way guys, let's get started. So first things first, the objective of this game mode is to survive, just plain and simple. Unlike other BR games where it's a last man standing, or even Ring of Elysium where you have to climb to the top of the chopper, that's not the case here. If you survive until the end of the match, that's how you win. In order to survive and win, you're not only going to be fighting other people on the map, but you're going to be fighting the storm as well. The storm is going to hit a total of 3 times, and each time the storm hits, it lasts a total of 1 minute and 30 seconds. You'll have approximately 5 minutes to 4 minutes in between each storm to fight it out and look for more supplies. There are 2 different types of supplies you're going to need to survive the storms. You're going to need food, which is marked on your map right here, and then fuel, which is marked on your map like so. The fuel is going to be used to create fires, and this is the #1 way you're going to survive each storm when it hits. You're going to open up your menu, click on the lighter that's in your menu, and if you have any type of fuel or what they call fuel firewood here, it's going to start a fire. Each piece of firewood is going to add 6 seconds to the fire. Keep in mind, you have to survive a total of 1 minute and 30 seconds for each time. In order to build a fire, you're going to need to be indoors. Now, I did find that there are a few buildings that you can't actually build a fire in, and there's no clear indicator on the map or even in the game that tells you which buildings you can and can't. But if it's a small shack, it's safe to assume that you're not going to be able to build a fire in it. It looks like it needs to be some sort of substantial house. It's kind of funny though, these shipping containers, I was able to build a fire in it, as you can see, but I imagine they're going to fix that and change it. Hey guys, that's it for the basics of the game mode. This brings me to some tips and tricks and maybe even just some helpful things to know when you're going into the game for the first time. When you're on your map selection, you select as a team. So each one of those dots is anywhere from 1 to 4 people. You don't get to choose individual spots on this one. Everyone goes as a team wherever you want to land. The second thing here to know is that raw food can be cooked. If you have a fire going, you just simply open your menu, click on it, and it'll drop it on the fire and you can cook it and eat it. The third thing to know is really more of a suggestion. I highly suggest or recommend to go with the climber class. You're going to need that extra carry capacity for this game. It is a survival game and there's a ton of stuff to carry, and when I played as a glider, I had a really hard time just carrying everything that I needed to carry. Which brings me to the next thing, which is I have noticed that there are extra rappel lines that are not marked on your map. Now, I don't know if this is just for the game mode or if this is something they snuck in. I don't remember seeing it in any patch notes, but definitely look around because there are some new rappel lines, which makes this class on this game mode just to me a lot more versatile. Next would be to keep an eye on your map. As people take the food and the fuel from the crates, they disappear from the map. So it's a good indicator if there's a city and there's no food and there's no fuel there, that there's someone camping there. And if there's rappel lines or any way that they can get to you quickly, that's just important information to know. There's been a couple times where we're running up on cities and we see the food and the fuel, we see the supplies just disappearing as we're running up on the city, and we just know that there are people right in front of us. The next thing that I think is helpful to know is that when you get to the second storm, after the second storm, and you get to that calm before the last storm, it's going to reveal everyone on the map for you, kind of like it currently does in the regular game mode, but you'll be able to see them on your mini map and on your regular large map. My last suggestion here is to know that the longer a fire burns, the hotter it will get. It's also important to know that the last storm, when it hits, is also the toughest. It gets the coldest. And so I found that it's a little harder to survive that last storm. So if you've got a ton of firewood, start your fire early and let it get burning, because when it hits its maximum warmth is when it's going to protect you. You can't have a fire going in the last storm and it'll still be taking off your yellow bar, which is that indicator at the bottom that tells you how warm you are. And so you'll either have to eat food or have a really hot fire to just keep you alive during that last storm. That's it for this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. I'll be pushing out lots of new ROE content. If you want to, you can also find links in the description below for my Twitch stream, so you can follow me on there. Thanks again, guys.
Gotcha.
I have a plan. What is it?
Oh my gosh. Nice.
I cannot believe that just worked. I'm clipping it. Got him up.
Crap, I'm wider than you. I'm not with you.
On the gondola. On the gondola tower right there.
Oh, please tell me Chad saw that shot. And that shot. Oh my word.
See me, you don't see me.
Oh, there's somebody on this roof. There's somebody on this roof.
No, I'm not ready.
And they're both dead.
Both then?
Both
Wow.
dead.
Okay. Good shooting, Tex.